Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As required by the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-1, adequate notice of the meeting has been provided to the public by notices given to the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, New India Times, posted on the Edison Public Library website, and bulletin board given to the Township Clerk. Mr. Kleiman, roll call, please.
Good evening. Mr. Errico?
Here.
Ms. Kabadi?
Yes.
Ms. Leary?
Here.
Ms. Shivanti Patel?
Here.
Mr. Shreyans Patel?
Here.
We're missing
Yes.
Mr. Shen. Oh, there we go. Mr.
Here.
Shen?
Yeah.
And Mr. Singh?
Okay.
Ms. Singh?
Yes.
Mr. Di Pasquale?
Yes,
You have a quorum.
great, thank
Actually,
you.
have everyone.
Yes. All right, we're gonna go to number 2, resolution to approve the minutes of the March 18th regular session.
Minutes of the Edison Township Free Public Library Board, April 14, 2026. Present, Anthony Di Pasquale, Pallavi Kabadi, Shivanti Patel, Rinki Singh, Katrina Leary. Absent, Ralph Errico excused, Shreyans Patel excused, Chang Shan excused. Also present, Joseph Palmberg, Board Attorney, Alan Kleinman, Library Director, Deborah Sarr, Assistant Director, Amanda Coyle, Administrative Operations Manager, Sherry Reyes, Administration. Mr. Di Pasquale called the meeting to order at 7:05 p.m. He led the salute to the flag and read the Open Public Meetings Act statement. Roll call taken. On motion and second, the regular session minutes of March 18, 2026 were approved. On motion and second, the closed session minutes of March 18, 2026 were approved. On motion and second, the bill list of April 14, 2026 was approved. On motion and second, the purchase of the ball bearing slide set was approved. On motion and second, the 2026 operating budget was approved. On motion and second, the 2026 capital budget was approved. On motion and second, the board entered into closed session at 7:47 p.m. and returned to open session at 8:05 p.m. On motion and second, a resolution regarding the resignation of employee 293493 was approved. On motion and second, a resolution promoting employee 293109 to supervisor of buildings and grounds effective April 16, 2026 was approved. On motion and second, a resolution promoting employee 293472 to senior librarian on children and family services effective April 16, 2026 was approved. On motion and second, the meeting was adjourned by unanimous consent at 8:09 p.m. Thank you.
Okay, can I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second? Roll call, please.
Mr. Errico?
Abstain.
Ms. Kabadi?
Yes.
Ms. Leary?
Yes.
Ms. Shivanti Patel?
Yes.
Mr. Shreyans Patel?
Abstain.
Mr. Shen?
Abstain.
Ms. Singh?
Yes.
And Mr. Di Pasquale?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, resolution to approve the March 18th closed session. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Errico?
Abstain.
Ms. Kabadi?
Yes.
Ms. Leary?
Yes.
Ms. Shivanti Patel?
Yes.
Mr. Shreyans Patel?
Abstain.
Mr. Shen?
Yes.
Ms. Singh?
Abstain.
Mr. Di Pasquale?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Great, thank you. Okay, we'll move on to the financial reports, the balance sheet, bill list.
The financial reports for the month ending April 30th, 2026 are pretty standard at this point. We have done our first of the capital investments for our new CD, which is the reflected number of 812 31877, which is the previous amount, and the 250. We have on the bill list, nothing of particular note. We still have, this is one of the last large bills that we have for PalPro. Other than that, there's nothing unusual and significant for this bill list for the month of April. We have, since the budget was approved last month, your statement of revenue expenditures has the budget included, so it gives us a good number of where we should be, and we're pretty much on target from a spending point of view. I would open for any questions, thoughts about any of the balance sheet, the bill list, and the statement of revenue and expenditures.
Anybody have any questions? Nope, everybody good? Okay. All right. Motion to approve the bill list dated May 12th, 2026. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Errico.
Yes.
Ms. Kabadi.
Yes.
Ms. Leary.
Yes.
Ms. Shivanti Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Shreyans Patel.
yes,
Mr. Shen.
Yes.
Ms. Singh.
Yes.
Mr. Di Pasquale.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. We're going to go to new business. We have a resolution to approve an amendment to the bylaws, Article 10, Section B, Standing Committees. Mr. Kleiman, can you please read that resolution?
Resolution of the Edison Public Library Board of Trustees, amendments to bylaws, Article 10, Section B, Standing Committees. Whereas the Edison Public Library Board of Trustees maintains bylaws to govern its operations and committee structure, and whereas the board periodically reviews and updates its bylaws to ensure they reflect current organizational needs and priorities, now therefore be it resolved that Article 10, Section B of the bylaws pertaining to standing committees be amended as follows. From Facilities, Finance, Materials Review, Policies and Bylaws, Strategic Planning to, firstly, Finance and Personnel Committee, responsible for budget oversight, financial review, audit coordination, capital planning, and high-level personnel policy matters, including director evaluation support. The Governance Committee, responsible for strategic planning, policy review, and updates, trustee onboarding and development, ethics compliance, and bylaws review. The third committee, Facilities and Community Engagement Committee, responsible for oversight of building and capital improvements, technology infrastructure, planning, space utilization, community outreach initiatives, marketing and visibility, partnerships, and service impact review. Be it further resolved that this amendment shall take effect immediately upon adoption.
Thank you. Can I have, is there any questions? Everybody good? Okay. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Errico.
Yes.
Ms. Kabadi.
Yes.
Ms. Leary.
Yes.
Ms. Shivanti Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Shreyans Patel.
yes,
Mr. Shen.
Yes.
Ms. Singh.
Yes.
Mr. Di Pasquale.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, we'll move on to liaison reports. We'll start with Ms. Leary. Do you have any?
I do not have any updates at this moment.
Okay. Mr. Erica?
Nope.
You all good?
Yes, good.
Okay.
Or else on here.
Yeah, okay. All right, we're gonna move on to public comments. During the open portion of its meeting, the library board provides the public with an opportunity to offer comments regarding matters pertaining to the library pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-12. The board is entitled to permit, regulate, or prohibit public participation in its meetings. Each speaker will have a maximum of 4 minutes to speak and should limit comments to matters pertaining to the library. The speaker will be directed to conclude their remarks once the speaker's time is expired. A speaker may not speak more than once during the same public comment period. No time may be yielded to a speaker by another speaker. Speakers and members of the public should at all times maintain proper decorum and shall make their comments in a civil manner. Do we have any public comments? Sir, yes.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Sarah Nasser, Pleasant Avenue, Edison. I have 4 topics I want to discuss, so hopefully I'll get it in within these 4 minutes. If I don't,
Just take your time. You're good.
thank you. First, I just want to say thank you for everyone that attended the Fratelli's fundraiser that we did last month. That was a great way to engage our community and have some good food. And the local business here, they were shocked by the number of people that came out. And it was a very good Wednesday for them. And they were eager to say, when do you want to do it again? So we're trying to figure out, our fundraisers for the year, but it was a very positive thing. So I greatly appreciated the community in engaging with us there. Second, it's been a year now since we've had the community conversations regarding Claire Barton Library. I know that there have been some movements with the upstairs with the quote and moving forward with that. I would like an update in terms of the other things, not just the vestibule, but like the ordering of the additional computers, the painting of these walls, putting up additional arts, things that don't require as much effort. Like, where are we with that? Getting the new furniture. So something that the progress has, where are we with that progress?
Okay. If you want to hold off, I'd like to go each time. So, Alan, can you discuss
Are you gonna
that?
stop her clock?
Huh? I'm worried about clock. We're good.
2 things. One, the vestibule project needs to be approved by the library board. Probably will approve it at the next board meeting. Once that is approved, then we will present some plans to the board of what we need to do to move things around on the second floor. There's 2 things in play. First thing is we were waiting for there actually to be a facilities committee or a committee that we can meet with to talk to them about some of the issues. And secondly, to see how this fits into the new strategic plan. So those are things in the works. We don't want to just throw something out without having a real plan. We do have an estimate of a plan that was done for us last year, but that has never been reviewed by the board. So we want them to review it, get a sense of where we're going, and define how much money we have for this year. So the vestibule will change the entire second floor layout simply by the vestibule being done. Everything has to be moved. That's in a plan. We don't have that plan until step 1 is the vestibule, step 2, strategic plan, step 3 is to talk to the new committee that we have. And that will probably take place in the next couple of weeks.
So I just have one follow-up question. Where are we at we did have a designer that came and spoke to residents. Where are we at with that? Has we gotten a report from him?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to share that.
Okay, so we have all that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Did I answer some of your questions?
A few. Well, I think the concern that I have is that the progress isn't active. A year is sufficient time to paint a wall, right?
Okay.
It's the movement isn't happening. I just need some accountability in terms of we're renovating an entire building for North. We just did a great job with the main. Let's put in some little bit, yes, the conversations happened, but can the actions be a little bit more timely so that our neighborhood can enjoy the fruits of this
Okay.
library and the beauty that it has.
What I
So,
would suggest, if you want to shoot an email to myself and Alan.
Okay.
And then we'll follow up with more details with you on what you're asking. Just
Okay.
that'd be better, so I can find out more information so we can answer you. Okay? Okay, continue.
The next topic that I have is the main library. There's still an entire room of books that haven't been cataloged or put away. And it's, boxes and boxes of books that our residents could be reading right now, but it hasn't been prioritized. And is there a timeline that is going to be coming through? Because it would be different if we were a library that didn't have the funds to have these books, but we have these books and they should be read. So understanding where we are with that timeline also goes into North. So when the North Library comes to be, how long is that going to take for all of those books to be put away? And when the Claire Barton Library comes to, happens through, are there going to be concerns with those books? So I'm grateful for the fact that we have all of these resources.
Right.
But is this it's just not a priority? It's just not a staffing thing? Is it just, can we just get a little bit more timeline of hey, when are we actually going to have it? And is this also going to then be a concern for the North Library?
Okay. So again, if you want to
I will do
include that, no, I'm saying if you want to include it all in your email, Alan and myself will discuss. We'll respond to your email. These are great questions. And I'll even, at the next meeting, just so the public knows the responses too, I can also address that at the next meeting so you're all aware of that.
Okay.
If that would work. Okay?
I didn't expect answers. I wanted to put it out there
That's fine.
because
Just
having a sense of accountability is important because we're a really lucky township.
Right.
And the funds that we have, we should be using them for the priorities that are going to be coming through. It's a waste to have these books just sitting there.
Right.
All right. Speaking of North, where are we with the certificate of occupancy? Are we on track with going to the July 11th opening? Is there any concerns with that aspect of it? And again, I can shoot you that email.
yeah, no, that's fine. As far as I know, we're good for the 11th still.
Yeah, and,
Opening,
we'll
correct?
be talking about the North in closed session.
Okay. All right. So we'll come up with an update on that also.
Okay.
Okay, either by email or the next meeting, I'll definitely have that.
Understood.
Yeah.
And my last question is
Yes.
what we had discussed before in terms, and also with Kat, from an insurance perspective. So is the library's insurance inclusive of the foundation? And if it is not, does the foundation not have insurance? So I know that that's something you guys are researching. I'm just putting it out there. We're trying to make sure that the activities that we participate in and we do are protected and the township is protected. So I just want to understand from a semantics perspective, where does the insurance lie? And how's that being
Okay,
managed?
we'll definitely look into that. Yeah, and we'll get back to you on that
Okay.
also.
And again, I appreciate the fact that you let me speak over 4 minutes, and I know that there's a lot of work that's happening through a lot of things, but we just need to be a little bit more clear cut on some of these timelines. You guys are all here because you want the best for this community and just wanting to hold each other accountable for, we have a lot of good things that happen, but it takes a year that flagpole, it took almost a year and a half of me asking every single month, where are we with that?
Right.
And I know that things take time.
Sure.
I work in the corporate world, I understand that, but I also understand when you have certain priorities that happen, things move faster.
Sure.
So just hold that accountability is what I'm asking.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate the questions, your comments, definitely. Anybody else? Yeah.
Sue Malone Barber, 85 Pleasant Avenue. So I just have two questions. One, are the funds appropriated for renovations to Clara already? And two, why is it taking so long? Why?
As far as getting the plans?
To start any of the work?
Well, we
I thought
had
we
a,
already had a strategic plan.
right, but we had to go to the architect. The architect had to come up with plans. So
okay.
there's a whole process. We have the money. That's not a problem.
Okay,
It's just the process of the architect, then we had to go out for bids. And so that's really what the long process
Okay.
has been.
okay.
It's not,
All right, but
any
the
other
money's
reason.
appropriated.
We have funds in our
Mhm.
capital to pay for what we need to do here. So we're
Okay.
not short on funds
Okay.
whatsoever. It's just, it takes time, from the architect and what their schedule is and all that. But we are moving on it. Like Alan said, we have, we definitely have stuff that's gonna be presented to the board. And then we'll be, hopefully by the next meeting, I'm hoping within the next 2 meetings, we'll definitely have something definite, but that's really what the delay is, that's all.
Thank
you. Okay, yes, sir.
Dr. Nasser. So I've known the Friends of the Library president for a very long time. And I think she's doing a very good job, and she has a lot of ambition and drive. And I know that in her corporate experience that she puts out fires. There's always things going on. When it was COVID and whatnot, she would always find the solution for things. And so I generally try to stay out of the Friends of the Library. You guys know that I go to council, a little bit on the BOE things that I'm doing right now. But Alan, I have some questions for you. Last year, I asked you about joining the library foundation. I believe you said that was only you and the former director. And that when I looked into that, that looks like it's an interesting structure that you have. Now, I was looking at that email just trying to find out if anything has changed within what you said there. You said that your goal is to raise $10,000 in the month of December. And I'm looking at this because she's trying to do a fundraiser, which would really bring the Friends of the Library to the entire Edison. And it would actually be very good for the 250th celebration of this country. So I'm just wondering, has the foundation, and I know that it's only the two of you, and I know that you have a full-time job here with the library and staffing, whatever, it's a lot to take care of. Were you able to meet that goal of 10,000? I know that you were also saying that you're gonna get 50,000 this year. Are there any fundraising things that you are doing to get to that number?
Well, that's a
Wait,
foundation question that has nothing to do with the library.
Right, but hold on. First thing is, as you know, it should be addressed to me.
So sorry.
I know, I should have stopped you, but I didn't want to interrupt you. So that's fine. Did you have any other questions? If you want to ask all your questions, then I'll respond to that.
So sometimes you have to say certain things in public because sometimes there aren't, and I apologize, you're right. I absolutely should have gone through you to chair there. And I appreciate that you let me finish my thoughts there. So, I mean, that it is right that it is separated, but it is connected to the Friends of the Library, which is then causing her not to be able to do what she may want to do. So I feel like there has to be, some steps in place, or there has to be something that is clearer than what we're getting, because I don't know what goes on because I'm not involved in her emails or whatever, and I don't want to be involved in that because I'm just a Friends of the Library. But as holistically, I want to make sure that the Friends of the library, and everything that's going on in Edison is done for the benefit of taxpayers, and there aren't just brakes being pumped for no reason. And I will look into when I was looking at the foundation, it didn't seem that, and I could be wrong, I haven't looked into it greatly, but it doesn't seem like the director should be in that because that's managing two different entities, and really I think the director should only be in the library and somebody else should be working on the other part, because you basically are making calls that I feel like you shouldn't be making, perhaps, and I could be completely wrong, and this is where you can go ahead and step in and you can tell me if I'm wrong. So I wasn't really prepared to really say too many things, but I did look at that, and I am interested in seeing what the foundation has done with their monetary values, if they're going to hit any of these goals. What kind of fundraisers are they doing? Because she is trying to do some kind of a fundraiser here that would benefit the library, and I would hate to see that if she has an idea and the foundation doesn't have any ideas, and they're stopping, or whoever's stopping, and there isn't going to be any money that's going to be added, why do that? So that's really what I'm here to say.
All right, so, and our questions are all valid. I appreciate all those. But at this point, I will have to go back and research this and look into all the questions that you have and come back with answers for you. That's something that, if you want to say anything, that's kind of,
Yeah, if I'll just jump in quickly. So the foundation is a separate 501c3. So the board doesn't really have any control over the foundation. So it's sort of one of these things where I understand your questions. They should be addressed to the foundation, right? The board isn't really going to have those answers. We will look into, if you have specific questions that are board related, and you want to email them over to us, we'll have to look into it and get back.
So then my question is,
I haven't seen it, so that's
okay, no, that's fine.
the one question that maybe you can answer then, is it typical that the library director is involved in a foundation, or is it supposed to really be separate entities and different personnel?
So I don't want to answer off the cuff on that.
So you're gonna research that?
I will absolutely look into it and I'll report at the next meeting.
Yeah, so we'll definitely
Sure.
look into all your questions. We'll go back to recording to getting
Yeah.
exactly what you said, so we can look into this, but we will definitely get responses and answers back to you guys. We don't want to answer and not have the correct information. That's why we're not trying to avoid or push it off. We really just want to make sure we answer things correctly. So,
Can I just ask one thing?
yeah,
Do they have the same 501(c), or are you separate from the foundation in terms of, do you share the?
It is a shared 501(c)(3). It is not, but it's not one under the other. It are two completely separate entities under the same 501(c)(3). And that's for the state library.
and again, that's something that we'll look into all of that and try to find out answers and where we're at with that. But I'm just, as the attorney said, we are two separate entities. The foundation is not a part of the library. They are two different distinct entities. So again, we'll have to look at all of that information and do research and find out where we stand with it. So any other questions? I appreciate all the questions we've got so far. Anybody else? Okay. Motion to close public comment?
Motion.
Everybody second?
Second.
Everybody? Aye. Okay. We are gonna be going into closed session. Yeah, we were gonna be taking official action after the closed session, just so you're aware of that. Mr. Kleiman, if you can please read the session resolution.
Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, et cetera, permits a public body to exclude the public from meetings or portions thereof, wherein matters to be discussed are exempted from the requirements of the act, and whereas the act requires that prior to holding a meeting or portion thereof from which the public is excluded, the public body must adopt a resolution in public that provides for the holding of a private meeting, and whereas the Edison Library Board of Trustees has determined that a meeting should be held from which the public is to be excluded to discuss subjects exempted under the act, and now therefore be it resolved by the Edison Library Board of Trustees that it meet in executive closed session under the Open Public Meetings Act in order to discuss personnel matters and items covered by the attorney-client privilege. Be it further resolved that the minutes of the executive closed session shall be made public, available to the public after official action on the subject matter has been taken.
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Everybody? What do we do?
Aye.
No, everybody,
It's
okay,
okay.
aye.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Okay, we have some resolutions and Mr. Kleiman is going to read for us.
The first resolution is accepting the resignation of employee number 293509. Whereas employee number 293509 has submitted a resignation from employment with the Edison Public Library. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Edison Public Library that the resignation of employee 293509 is hereby accepted effective May 8th, 2026.
Motion.
Can I have a second? Roll call, please.
And I lost my roll call sheet. I should be able to know the thing. Mr. Erico.
Yes.
All right. Wait a minute. This is not, wait a minute. I put it right on top of each other. Sorry about that. And everything's a white piece of paper.
Should make that a different color.
I'll do it this way.
Yes.
I apologize if it's not in order. Okay. Mr. Erico.
Yes.
Ms. Kabadi.
Yes.
Ms. Shivanti Patel.
Yes.
Ms. Singh.
Yes.
Ms. Leary.
Yes.
Mr. Shreyans Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Shen.
Yes.
Mr. Di Pasquale.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next
Just
one.
a second. That is that one. The second one is make them all different colors from now on. That's the amendment. Goodness gracious. And I had it just 2 seconds ago when I read it to you. It's gotta be here. Sorry, I apologize.
Motion and second for return.
There it is. Second is a resolution acknowledging the retirement of employee number 010706. Whereas employee number 010706 has submitted notice of retirement from employment with the Edison Public Library effective April 13th, 2026. And whereas employee 010706 has been a long tenured and valued member of the library staff. Whereas during her distinguished career with the library, employee served in multiple capacity, including for many years as a supervising library assistant and most recently as principal library assistant. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Edison Public Library that the retirement of employee 010706 effective April 13th, 2026 is hereby accepted and duly noted, and be it further resolved that the library director and the appropriate administrative staff are authorized to take all necessary actions to process this retirement in accordance with the library policies and applicable law.
Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Kabadi,
Yes.
Ms. Shivanti Patel,
Yes.
Ms. Singh,
Yes.
Ms. Leary,
Yes.
Mr. Erico,
Yes.
Mr. Shreyans Patel,
yes,
Mr. Shen,
Yes.
Mr. Di Pasquale.
Yes.
Motion carries. And the last motion is motion to approve a contract with A+ Glass and Metal of Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, in the amount of $94,900.00, to have been found to be the lowest responsive bidder for the vestibule project for the Clara Barton Branch Library.
Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Kabadi,
Yes.
Ms. Shivanti Patel,
Yes.
Ms. Singh,
Yes.
Ms. Leary,
Yes.
Mr. Erico,
Yes.
Mr. Shreyans Patel,
yes,
and Mr. Shen.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Mr. Di Pasquale. Did I forget anybody?
Okay, we're gonna go to the library director's report.
You have for your written report from the director. I would say pretty much this last month has been dedicated to working on building-related projects. We met with TechLogic to get our automated material handling settled for North. We are, I would say, 95% clean with the building at North. They've got a little bit of things to finish. I met with Allstate Interiors for furniture for the main library and for the North Edison branch. We shared the 3 consultants that responded to our library's strategic plan process, and those will be reviewed. Hopefully, we can come up with a issue of choosing someone in June. Our current bookmobile remains off the road, but we have been using the Sprinter. So we are looking at now, when we get our new bookmobile in the fall, ways in using our bus that we have now that's currently being repaired and looking at creating a mobile programming bus that will give us an advantage of bringing out STEM and STEAM and craft programs out in the community. So we figured, what are we going to do with this bus? I think it's going to be really exciting and something different for us. We have been working with the new Makerspace staff, and they're planning new Makerspace programs both for the main library and for North. And each one of them will be coming to do programs at the Clara Barton branch each month as well. We had a wonderful kickoff of National Library Week with our mayor doing a story time. If you had a chance, you might have seen it up on Edison TV. He did a really good job. He's really super with the kids. He really enjoys. It's good because he's going to be a dad soon, so I think it's good practice. We had a really big kickoff of the Seed Library, which is going full speed, both at the main library and here at Clara. We have been working with both Rutgers and the Environmental Commission for the rain garden, which will be the demonstration rain garden at the back of the Edison branch. So we're really excited about that. And Mary and I restarted, I should say, going out with the Sprinter and doing lobby stops. So the first one we did was to go to the Care One facility. I spent about an hour there. We talked to the residents. I met some of the residents in their rooms, brought them books. We had a really good chat. Talked about things they like to read. And they just like to read what everyone else likes to read, regardless. And the bigger the book, they said, just bring it on. So that was so funny. Michael and I attended the annual YMCA dinner. We are a community partner with the Y, and we plan on doing a lot more programming with them and seeing how we can work more with the JCC as well. So we are working on getting a appointment to meet with Adam, who is the president of the CEO of the JCC. So it's been a busy month. It's going to be an even busier month moving forward with moving north. Really, I want to thank the staff. They've done a great job this past month. I will call out in particular the IT staff, which works behind the scenes, not just because Kevin's here. Okay, we now have a list of like 50 things we have to do before we open at North. I think all of us are going to live there between now and the date that we open. So if you can't find me, just find me at the North Edison branch. It's obviously an open invitation for any of the board members who would like to come before we open the branch officially. Just reach out to me and either one of us will meet you there and give you a tour of the library. If you wait till after next week, there should be some shelving and furniture in there. So there'll be a place to sit down if you'd like to sit down. Meanwhile, there's just one broken chair there, I believe, with no place to sit. So that's about it. And I entertain any questions, any ideas, thoughts, or whatever, before the voice goes and it's about to go.
Okay. Thank you.
Ricky, it looked like you wanted to say something. No?
I have a question.
Okay.
First of all, kudos to all the library members for working so hard for
to do to make that branch more community oriented. There are obvious things, the fact that we have a beautiful new meeting room. So we now have two meeting rooms. One, we can do two programs at once, or we can use one as a technology room and still have a program. We have an exhibit space, which we have sort of here at Maine, but not in the same way. So when you get to see the space, I have a feeling you're gonna have some ideas of things. So I really see it as a community location. The mini Beeville Center will also be expanding, but they are a little further up north on Grove. And so we kind of hope that we can partner with the JCC, partner with the Y, which literally is less than 5 minutes away from us, to do more things together. And I think together, if we can work both with those two organizations, I think that would strengthen all of us to work together. Rather than competing with each other, let's see what each of us can do and help each other to create new audiences, to help in projects. We don't both need to do the same things. So for example, they have Memory Cafe up there. They've got in the JCC, they do Alzheimer's stuff. So I'm just using that example. We wouldn't need to replicate that at the North Edison branch, but we don't have anything at this end, which is why we've been doing that at this end. So I think the plan will really help us and help the board express the ideas that they want to see in the library and how they want it to grow. I mean, my goal as library director, we're always number driven. My goal is for us to reach circulation borrowing of $1 million. So at our highest before we started the construction, we were up to 600,000. So we have a lot of people in town who know about the library, support the library, but don't necessarily come and use the library. So the biggest thing for everyone is how do you take non-users and make them users, make them realize that the library is a good resource. And I think that is everyone's responsibility in making that happen. So hopefully this, whoever we choose as our guide in this process will help us get to the next level. Because I think we are good, we want to get better, and we want to do more with the resources that we have. So yeah, that's it's part of the process. So I don't think it's a bad idea to start writing and keeping some notes up because whoever we choose, one of those three consultants, is going to have a meeting with all the board members to talk about exactly what we're talking about now.
Perfect. Any plan when they will get involved, or?
I'm sorry.
Well, any plan when the consultants get involved to do the strategy?
Well, we have to choose them.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll choose them at the next month.
Yes.
And then they'll.
Okay.
What we would like, if at all possible, is get this plan completed. If not by the end of December, by the first meeting in January. So we have a new plan going into 2027.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And by then, we are still one board member short in numbers. So hopefully we will have that new board member, and they will be able to contribute their expertise in what they would like to see happen.
Absolutely.
Anybody else? Any other questions?
Is this is board member comments or?
Oh, sorry?
Are we in board member comments or?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, we kind of
Yeah,
rolled
I
that
just-
together.
Just have one observation. We had the library close the other day, and I saw a post on social media that just said library closed and we don't know when it will open. I didn't know whether it was like a small thing or a big thing going on, and so I think if we want to put the post out, we should have some proper information as to okay, there's a water problem maybe in a few hours or, you know, a day or two. I just didn't know what was happening,
I
so,
totally agree, and
Yeah.
we didn't handle that the best way we could.
Yeah.
And I think moving forward, we'll have a better procedure, both for the website and for that going out.
yeah,
In the past, I mean, however the board would like us to handle it, generally, if it was something like that, we close for snow. So, you know, snow closes, we usually let the board president know. We can certainly let all the board members know for every close. I know I don't wanna just blog up your email with, okay, we're closed today because it's snow. But in the future, I think we can do better even when we put it on social media.
yeah. All right.
Anybody else?
I can't talk.
No, that's fine. Anybody else? Any questions? Okay.
Thank you. I just made.
Can I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Can I have a second? Everybody?
Aye.
All right.
Motion.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming.
Thank you.